Okay, going live. Hello everyone, I am Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So, friends, this is day 3 of Salesforce OmniStudio Bootcamp, and I have Abhishek with me. Welcome, Abhishek, on the channel. So, as you already you are attending all the sessions of this Omni Studio Bootcamp. So, in continuation to that, today also we'll be having one more session. So last week we started explaining DataRaptor. That is one of the tool of Omni Studio. So we'll be continuing with that. So today, one more feature Abhishek will be explaining with the help of proper demonstration. So I see like people are liking the way we are conducting the bootcamp. So what we are doing, we are explaining the concept first, and then we are doing some demonstration, and then we are giving some exercises as well, right? So if you do all the exercises, you will become expert in Omni Studio, and this way, like you can add on this tool or this knowledge to your CV as well, and it will help you to switch your job uh, for those companies which are working in industry clouds, right? So with this note, I would request Abhishek to introduce himself, because I know in every session lots of new folks are joining in. So please let them know who you are and what you have done so far. Over to you.
Yeah. So thank you, Sanjay. So hello everyone. Myself Abhishek, and I am a Salesforce and Velocity developer, and I'm working. I'm working in Salesforce community for like 5+ years now, and I'm a trail lead double ranger also, and I have got some Salesforce certifications which are like Omni Studio developer, CPQ specialist, Service Cloud, PD1, and administrator. And I have worked upon several Omni Studio projects where I have worked upon multiple industries which Velocity supports, like insurance cloud, telecommunication, and industries cloud.
Okay, great. So I hope like um, the sessions which Abhishek delivered you are liking, and I can see it clearly with the help of view count, and it is increasing day by day. So I'm sure it will increase in upcoming days as well. And as you know, like we started giving you some exercises. So if you face any difficulty, any challenge, and if you want to discuss it with other learners, so you can scan this QR code and become part of this Sanjay Gupta Tech School Telegram community. So more than 3,000 folks are already connected. They are learning Salesforce on daily basis. So you can also join this, and you can follow Sanjay Gupta Tech School on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Telegram. So so that you don't miss any notification or reminder. And all the important links are available in the video's description. So there is a session tracker which is having all the bootcamp related information. So you can just find it. And I just want to request you, like if you're liking the way we are conducting the boot camp, so just share a review or feedback, right? So you can share your review anywhere, maybe it is on YouTube or LinkedIn, so that other folks can also get benefited with the work we are doing free of cost for the community. Right. So with this note, I hand over session to Abhishek so that he can explain a few more things about DataRaptor and can do some hands-on implementation. Okay.
Yeah,
So over to you, Abhishek. Please start.
yeah, sure, Sanjay. So, I mean, in previous sessions, we have seen the DataRaptor Turbo Extract, which is a type of DataRaptor. So, DataRaptor Turbo Extract was used for getting the data from single object and its direct parents. So, and in today's session, we're going to see how DataRaptor Extract is working. So there is a difference between DataRaptor Turbo Extract and DataRaptor Extract. So DataRaptor extract is used when you want to fetch the data from multiple objects, or you can use with the single objects as well, but mostly it is used for multiple objects. And it used to provide the data to your UI tools. UI tools like OmniScripts, FlexCard, right? So so these sort of things you can do with the help of DataRaptor extract. And if you want to do some, transformation, like when you are getting some data, right? Like for example, if you are getting the account data where the active is equals to yes, right? Then if you want to do some sort of logical implementation in your DataRaptor, that also you can do in the DataRaptor extract. That feature was not available in the DataRaptor Turbo extract. So this formula we will see in action as well in today's session. So as you can see, extracting data from single object, multiple objects, and if you want to use some where clause and all these things, we can do all in the DataRaptor extract, right? So if we see one of the example of DataRaptor extract with the single object, right? Like fetch account information where active is equals to yes. So we're gonna see in action how we can create a DataRaptor extract for fetching the account information where the active is equals to yes. Okay. So let me go to. Yeah. So again, as we have seen, we will be opening our OmniStudio app, right? Which is a console app. And for creating the DataRaptor, we will go to the OmniStudio DataRaptor. Just give me a second. I think it's getting loaded. Yeah. So this is your DataRaptor list from where you will be creating your DataRaptor. I'll click the new button. Right. Now we're gonna give the DataRaptor name. So as we have seen for DataRaptor Turbo Extract, we have given the name as DataRaptor Turbo Extract, like DRTE, right? But for the DataRaptor Extract, we will be having only DRE and whatever name you want to give, like account records, right? And interface type, we selected for Turbo Extract as Turbo Extract. Now we will be selecting as Extract. And this is your input and output type, which is we will be accepting the input in JSON and we will be giving the output in JSON. And if you want to give the description, so let's say get all accounts where active is yes, right? So this is a simple description that you can add on for your DataRaptor. Right. So now you can see that there is another tab that we have in the DataRaptor extract. So like if I go to the DataRaptor Turbo extract, right? As you can see, we have only extract, options, and preview, right? And if you see in the DataRaptor extract, you will be seeing two more tabs, which is formulas and output. So we will be seeing each and every tab in detail. So first tab will be your extract step, where you will be giving your object name. So in our case, we're gonna have it in accounts, and similar to DataRaptor Turbo Extract, we will be giving a JSON node name, which is equivalent to your Apex list name, right? So let's say I'm gonna call it as account records, correct? And in the filter, we're gonna select active is equals to yes, right? And we will skip these formulas and output for now. We'll come on this later on. So if I go to options, it is similar to DataRaptor Turbo Extract. where you will be having the Salesforce platform cache type, where you can select, where you can store your data into your cache, and how many minutes you want to store the data into your cache, you can set it from here. And if you want to apply the field level security while fetching your data from DataRaptor, then you can just click on this checkbox. And if I go to preview, it is similar to the DataRaptor Turbo Extract, where you will be clicking the execute and you will be testing your DataRaptor, right? Now we will go to the output tab. So before going to the output tab, let me go to the DataRaptor Turbo Extract again. So in DataRaptor Turbo Extract, till this step, it is similar to DataRaptor Extract. But in the DataRaptor Turbo Extract, you are just directly selecting your fields, like active, name, rating, and all these fields. But if you want to fetch, or if you want to get the fields in your DataRaptor Extract, right, then you have to create the output mappings. So for example, if I click on this plus icon, right, so in the extract JSON path, like we have given the name as account records, right? So in the extract JSON path, what we will be doing is this, all the account information which is getting fetched from this DataRaptor is getting saved into this account records, right? Now, if I want to get the active field, right? So I'm just gonna click on this one, and so this is your output path from your extract step, right? But in your preview, where you will be having your output, right? So in what JSON node you want to get your data. So for example, let's say if I'm gonna call it as like active, right? So it will give me all the output in this active output JSON. So like similar to this, if I'm gonna create one more mapping, like for example, let's say I'm gonna take the account name, right? So this output mapping is getting created by you. This is not auto-generated, and you can give any sort of name in whatever format you like. So like I'm fetching the active field and the name field. And now if I go to the preview, right, and if I click execute, so as you can see, we have 3 accounts, which is in object format, JSON object format. So this DataRaptor is giving us a list which is having 3 accounts in the object format, right? Now let's say I want to give a name to this list as well, because this list is unnamed right now. So what I'll be doing is I'll just go here and I'm gonna say account colon, right? So all the output right now which is coming as unnamed list, right? Now it will come as an account list. So now if I go again back to preview, click execute. So now as you can see, we have the account list in which we are having 3 account records in the object format, right? So that unnamed list is now having a name, which is account. So this is how you can fetch all the data from your DataRaptor extract. So that till now, what difference we have seen? First difference is there are 2 more tabs in DataRaptor extract, which we do not have in DataRaptor Turbo Extract. And if you want to fetch your fields in your DataRaptor Turbo Extract, you have to create the output mappings manually by yourself. And in DataRaptor Turbo Extract, you don't have to create the output mappings. You just need to select the fields. And why this difference is here by the OmniStudio? Because in your DataRaptor Turbo Extract, there is only one object. So DataRaptor Turbo Extract will not get confused, right? From which object we are getting the fields. But in the DataRaptor Extract, we can have multiple objects that we will be seeing. So that is why we have to create all the output mappings by ourselves.
Perfect. I think this difference we should remember always, and I think it is one of the interview question as well.
Yeah. So now if I go to the formula tab, right? So what does formula do? So if let's say I'm gonna say is like give me all the accounts where active is equals to not equals to null. I mean active is not blank. And if I go to execute, it will give me all the account records where active is either yes or either no, right? And now if I go here and what we're gonna do is, so this is the requirement, right? I want to get all the account records. Now I want to filter out all those records with the help of formula tab. So what does formula tab do? If you want to filter out your data, if you want to do some modification, if you want to add some business logic to your data retrieved by the DataRaptor, those all sort of things you can do in the formula tab. So as soon as I click on this add formula, right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say like all the records I'm fetching in this account records, right? And colon, and I'm gonna say active is underscore underscore C. So you can write the conditional statements in this, and I'm gonna say as yes. So how this if will work? So in the first part we will be giving the condition, and in the second part we will say what if it is true, and in the third part we're gonna say what if it is false. So if account active is equals to yes, right? Then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna say give me the account name. Just a second. Okay, I will type. Yeah, I'm gonna say give me the account name, right? And if account is active is equals it's not yes, right? Then what I'm gonna do, just give me nothing, the blank value, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save, so wherever accounts active is equals to yes, I'm gonna save it into the account records, okay? Now if I go to preview and click execute, so as you can see, just a second. Yeah. So, okay. Active, I'm gonna disable for now. Preview, execute. So yeah, as you can see, we have only the accounts whose active starts with A, right? Now let's say if you want to get all the accounts, right? I mean, right now I am just having the name field only with the help of formula, right? Now I want to get the active field also, right? So how can I do that? I'm just I don't know why this is behaving a bit weird. Let me refresh it once. When I again go to formula, okay. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get all the account records where active is equals to yes, and put it into the account records, right? Now if I go back here and if I enable this mapping again, and if I go to preview and click execute, I'll get, oh, okay. Just a second. Right.
I think name should be different.
Yeah, name should be different, correct. So this, I will tell you why the name should be different.
And guys, for this exercise, like you really need to practice. So whatever Abhishek is demonstrating, so if you do practice by following all the steps, then you will be able to understand.
Yeah. Okay. So I think what we have to do is, just a second. So if you are filtering the data with the help of, name, and if you are filtering the data with the help of formula, right, then you have to add all the mappings by manually. So I'm gonna say here active underscore C, and copy this. give me the name field, give me the active field. I'll go to the output and again add the S over here. And I'm going to preview execute. So now as you can see, we are having only the accounts which is active is equals to yes, and we are having a name field along with it, right? And let's say if you want to get the ID field also, then you again have to create the new mapping in the formula and new mapping in the output tab. So this type of example I have just given you for the demo purpose. But if you really want to get all the accounts whose active is equals to yes, then we will be adding into the filter criteria only. We will never use the formulas, right?
So can you also explain the differences, like uh, in extract we have filter criteria and in formula also we applied. So
the main purpose of using the formulas is, so like if you see, we are having a lot of formulas over here, like filter, right?
okay.
Format, date, time.
So particular
And,
condition, like particular function if we want to use, so that will be available here only.
Exactly.
Okay, got
Like
it.
with the help of any predefined function, if you want to do some business logic, or if you want to implement some business logic, then we will be using the formula tabs.
Right. So can you please quickly recap whatever we have done, because steps were too fast. So
Yeah,
because
sure.
it is, I think it is complex as compared to turbo
DataRaptor.
extract, right?
Yeah.
So if you can like revise whatever you have done from the beginning.
Yeah. So first of all, we are getting all the accounts where active is not equals to null. Okay. And in the formula tab, what we are doing is whatever data we are having in this account records, we are checking if account records colon active is equals yes, right? Then give me the name, otherwise give me the null value, right? In the second formula, what we are doing is if it's active is equals to yes, then give me the active field, otherwise give me the null value, right? And whatever we are having, whatever we are having in this one, we are saving the result path of this formula is account records colon name, right? So if I go to again extract, first this DataRaptor will give the data to this account records, and in the formula we are filtering out on that account records, and the result path of this formula is this account records colon name. So right now the extract output path and formula result path are same. If you want to change it, you can do it. It is like if I do the name one, right? And let's say I'm gonna say it account records colon let's say active one, right? And if I go here and if I change the so I have to do this now. Account records name one, and if I go to execute, again I think I have to do this one as well. One and preview and execute. So if you want to change the result path of formula, that also you can do it.
Right.
But
and
yeah.
this account list can be considered, sorry, this account records can be considered as a list.
Yeah, exactly. So that is what I was about to come. So let's say like if I go to preview, right? So this query is giving me 24 results from accounts, correct? So this formula will execute for 24 times. So you are not writing any sort of for loop. You are not writing any sort of code in your Apex class, but you are still able to loop through all your account records which is fetched by your DataRaptor. Correct?
Right. So actually it is two level filtering. First, we applied like if active is not null, right?
Correct.
If it is not blank, so it might be having yes or no, whatever value is available. Once those records are fetched, then with the help of formula, we applied one more layer of filter. If active is yes, in both the formulas, So it will give us name and active field values.
Exactly.
And then we updated our account records list again so that it will give us the specific records that we want.
Correct.
And one more
yeah.
thing, formula is optional, right?
Formula is optional. You don't have to use it formula. I mean, if you want to do it, add some business logic, then you will be using the formula.
Right, got it.
So, like, if I give you one more example, we have this formula, list size, okay? And if I copy this and if I paste this one here, right? I'll remove this and so this account records is a list, right? It is holding multiple account records, and if I'll in the result path I'm gonna say, let's say, account list size, right? And if I create a mapping of this one, so like as you can see, I mean, in DataRaptor Turbo Extract, we never created an output mapping, but in the DataRaptor Extract we have to create the output mapping because you can get result from anywhere, from your extract path, from your formula, or from anywhere. So that's why we have to create the output mapping manually. So let's say if I'm going to create a mapping for this account list, right? And if I go to preview and if I click execute, right? So it is giving me the list of 24.
Right. And then that 24 records filtered because we applied formula.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, I think this people can understand when they will be implementing, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And there is one more thing I just want to tell around this requirement only. So as you can see, there is active is equals to yes, right? If I go to output again, and if I go here, so we have a few more things available in this output mappings, right? Like output data type, default value is disabled. Is disabled means, let's say you have created one mapping, but later on you realize you don't want it. So rather than deleting this mapping, what you can do is you can just disable it. So that in future, if you require this mapping again, you can just click this button and it will be enabled again, right? So what this output data type is, you can, let's say if you are fetching some date value, right, and you want to convert it into the string, so you can select the output data type as string. So if you want to do the parsing of data types, that you can do with the help of output data type. And if you blank null, then it will be, so let's say if your field is string, then it will come as string. If your field is number, then it will come as number, right? And there is one more thing, which is default value, right? So for example, what we're gonna do is, okay, so let's say I am having some output from, let's say, active 2. So we don't have anything for active 2, right? Like if I go here and say active 2, so we don't have any value for active 2, and if I click the execute, you can see nothing is coming because we don't have any sort of mapping for active 2, right? But if I go here and if I, let's say, I'll write test in it, okay? And now if I go back and click execute, so I'll be having active 2 as test. So why this feature is given by the OmniStudio? Because let's say if you're fetching some records from account and on a particular field, you don't have any sort of value populated on it, but you still want some sort of default value, then with this feature you can enable, if there is no value on the record on that particular field, still we will be getting this default value with this mapping. Okay.
Yep.
And there is one last thing that we will be seeing. So in active one, we have yes value right now, right? And there is transform map values. What it will do is, so right now what we are getting is as yes, right? And what I want to transform it is active yes. So what will happen is, if you see in the active one, we are getting the yes value. So if you want to do some sort of pre-transformation, so whenever this mapping will execute, in the active one we are getting as yes, and you want to transform your yes into active yes. So like if I go and execute it, right, I will get it as active yes.
Yeah, so
So
in place of yes, it is showing some different
ac-
value.
different value. So if you want to do some sort of transformation in your output mapping, you can do it with the help of this transform map values.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is useful, I think.
Yep. So I mean, these sort of things used when you are, so for example, let's say you are fetching the country codes from your account records, okay? And for example, your country code is IND, but in the output you want as India, right? So what you can do is you can just write over here is IND and over here is like India.
Exactly.
You can create one more mapping like USA, and you can write here is like States of America. So that sort of transformations we can do with the help of output mappings in DataRaptor extract.
Great. I think it is very useful.
Yeah. So
And
I mean,
with this
yeah,
example, I saw like for one field we can have more than one mappings as well, right?
yeah, exactly. Yes, we can. So I mean, right now, this example we have seen with the hard coded values, right? Like if I again go here and if I type as yes, right? And I'm gonna disable. Okay, we can keep it. And if I go to preview, click execute, as you can see, we have hard coded this value. But what we want is we don't want to hard code this value, because let's say if you are calling any sort of Apex class from your LWC, you pass some sort of dynamic value from your LWC. You never hard code any sort of values in your Apex class, right? So what I'm gonna call it as active parameter, and from the preview, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass this parameter value from here, and if I click execute, I'm still getting the value as I mean all the accounts whose active is equals to yes.
Yeah,
If I'm gonna yeah,
I think it is similar to turbo extract that you explained earlier.
exactly, because we should never use any sort of hard coded values over here. The reason is, if you will be using this data raptor as a hard coded values in your filter criteria, then if you are calling this data raptor from your different two IPs, from one IP you want to get the data whose active is equals to yes, from one IP you want to get the data whose active is equals to no, then you have to create a different data raptor for getting the accounts whose active is equals to no. But if you are using the parameter, then what you can do is you can just pass the value into this active param, and it will give the data accordingly, whatever value you will be passing. So like if I execute it right now, um,
Yeah.
okay,
So it is showing
yeah,
for no, and in
yeah,
formula we have yes. So 21 records it fetched, but because of this formula, nothing displayed.
exactly. So like if I go here and if I say no, okay, and similarly in the bottom one as well. So okay, so what we can do is, what we will be doing is we will be using the same parameter in the formula as well.
Okay.
Okay. So that we will not hard code this value over here as well.
So input parameter can be used in extract filter as well as in formula.
Exactly.
So it is kind of a variable that we can use anywhere.
Correct. It is a variable. Correct, Sanjay. So if I go to preview, click execute, see, we have all the accounts with no.
Great. Yep. And I think it is
And
useful whenever someone wants to implement any data raptor. So they should use this input parameter instead of hard coding values.
exactly.
And I
So
think in extract also you updated the filter, so that's why account list size is 3. Because
right,
here, like at the time of extract, we are applying active equals to yes. So it is not querying 24 records, it is just querying 3 records, and those are shown here.
right.
So maybe in this case, like if you remove the formula, disable the formula, then also result will be same.
Exactly. But in that case, we just have to
Yeah,
update the
2, because
mappings.
yeah, record count mapping we need to keep.
Yeah, record count will be the same.
Hmm.
But like if you want to get the values now, because previously it was coming from the formula, now we don't have
Okay.
any sort of formula, then we have to update the mappings.
Right. So
So it
mapping
will
is
do.
important. Like if you have formula, then different mappings. If we don't have formula, then different mappings. Yeah.
Exactly. So like as you can see, I have disabled both the formulas, and if I go to preview, I'll still get the output.
Right.
So I think Sanjay, for today, I mean we have seen getting the data from your DataRaptor extract with the single object,
Hmm.
and we have seen the difference between DataRaptor Turbo extract and DataRaptor extract. So I mean, if you have any sort of doubts and any sort of confusions that you want to uh,
No, I
go through,
think we already discussed all the things that people should know, and maybe if you go to the slide, so we can ask them like what examples they can implement. So, do you want to show something else today, or you want to cover them tomorrow?
I mean, if we want to create one more data raptor, we can do that.
Yeah, for
And for
yeah,
tomorrow,
say similar
yeah,
kind of example if we can quickly implement, so that will help. So from this list, like which one they will be able to complete?
I mean,
I
sort.
think all.
I think they can implement any each and every one.
Okay, so this sorting, can we add sorting in the existing data raptor which we implemented?
Yeah. So let me go back to the org again. So you don't have to do anything. You will be just going. Will go to your extract step and into your filter criteria. You just have to add the order by, and over here you just need to write ASC or DESC, similar to
Ascending or
um,
descending order, yeah.
ascending and descending order.
Yep, I
And
think it is. Yeah, it is very simple. And if we want to apply two conditions, so
I think you have to give the field name as well.
yeah, exactly.
Execute. See,
Yep. Yeah. So name
it's coming up.
United is first, then Gen Point, and then Abhishek. Yeah. So it is in descending order.
Right.
Perfect.
And if I do the ASC, then it should
Then it
be the
yeah,
reverse order now.
right. Yeah, it is showing data in ascending order now. Great. And for multiple condition, like if you want to apply and or, so that is also similar to turbo extract. You just need to click on
Correct.
and or, and whatever condition we want, we can apply. Right.
Correct.
Okay. And I can see, like if you go to the slide, so I can see one more example. Fourth one. So it says fetch ID, account name, annual revenue of accounts where active equals to yes, it is same. Also fetch first name ID of contacts where email not equals to null. Both will be fetched in separate list. So I think so. This you want to demo today or tomorrow? Like
Yeah,
is
I
it?
mean, this thing I just want to demo it tomorrow because I mean,
It
tomorrow
is,
we will be seeing
yeah, multiple
multiple
objects.
objects in the
Right, right.
extract step.
Got it. So guys, yeah, if you can share the slide again. So guys, if you
Mm.
are following the sessions and if you want to practice, so other than fourth one, like first, second, third, you can try, and fifth one as well. For fifth one, I just provided some hint, so you can just use that. And fourth example, like we'll be discussing in tomorrow's session because it is having two objects and it will be little bit complicated. So we'll be explaining it tomorrow. So till the time, if you practice remaining 4 examples and whatever demonstrations Abhishek has done in today's session, so that will help you out to understand how DataRaptor extract basically works, and it is very much important, right? DataRaptor, whole DataRaptor functionality is very much important if you want to become expert in OmniStudio, right? So do proper practice, and I will try to create an exercise sheet as well that I promised you, right? So like give me a couple of days. So by end of this week you will be having properly crafted exercise sheet, so you can follow that. You don't need to pause the video. So that separate document you will be having, and session wise whatever we are demoing and whatever you have to practice, everything will be available in that sheet, right? And Abhishek, if you go to next slide, so that we will be covering tomorrow as well, like multiple objects, right? So lots of scenarios, and it will help you out. So tomorrow we'll cover multiple objects, and then we have some more examples related to formula, input parameter. So everything I will be providing you in additional exercise sheet so that you can practice. Okay, so keep doing practice. So Abhishek, there is one question. Amar is basically asking, can you say about default value one more time?
Yeah, why not? Okay, so what we're gonna do is, I will just go into my org and on the account records, okay? I mean that country thing, we're gonna implement it. So on the account object, I'm gonna create a field where I'm gonna say there is like, okay. Okay. And I'm gonna create this list as a pick list, and let's say I'm gonna call it as country, and enter the values. So for now, I'm just gonna keep as IND USA, and that's all. I'm gonna click as next. Next. Okay. Save it. And let's go back to the DataRaptor. And I'll just refresh it once so that I'll get that field. Okay. And now we'll go to the output. We'll create the extract JSON. Okay. Account records, and it should be the country, this one, and account : country. Okay. So what will happen right now? So whatever records that we have in our Salesforce, in this Salesforce environment, right? I don't have any sort of value on the country field, right? Like if I go to this account, Abhishek, let me open the account. And this is, I think this is the one. And onto the details, I'm gonna save the country as IND. Save it. Go back here, click execute. So as you can see, for the Abhishek account, the country is coming as IND right now, correct? For the rest, Janapoint Test and United Oil and Gas, no country is coming, right? But what I want is, my business logic says, if country is populated on the account record, then give me that country. If country is not populated on the account record, then it should be a default country. It should be defaulted to the India. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna just simply write IND in this default value. Okay. And if I go to preview and click execute, I'll get the country as IND. for the Jane Point and the United Oil and Gas as well. Correct. So there can be a business scenario where business will say, if country is populated, then give me that country. If country is not populated, then it should be defaulted to the India. So this is the actual business logic that can be in your any sort of client's requirement.
Okay, there is one more question. Sambram is asking, is extract JSON path is SFDC field?
No, extract JSON path you can give anything. This is your list name. It is similar to your Apex list name.
Yeah, this is actually extract output path, which is similar to list, and in output I think we have JSON. Yeah, output JSON, extract JSON path. Yeah.
So you will be using your extract JSON path, and then after colon you will be using the API name of your SFDC field.
So this account records actually we created in this DataRaptor only, and active country name, these are field APIs.
Exactly.
And at right hand side under output JSON path, this active country name, this name can be anything. These are not exact API fields.
Yeah, right. I mean, you can think it of it as wrapper class. If you have worked upon wrapper class in your Apex, then what you have done is whatever is coming into your active, you are giving the name as active. Whatever is coming into your country _ C, you are having the output into your country only, not _ C.
Right, and this active country and name, which is available at right hand side in second column under output JSON path, that is actually coming in the preview.
Exactly. Country name active.
And I think this will clear tomorrow in more appropriate way, because we will be having two objects, and like folks will be able to understand why this one more JSON is required, right? Because in Turbo Extract we have direct list, and that is being previewed, but here we have extract list as well as we have JSON output JSON path. So these two things are available here. Okay. Okay, so just watch the whole recording if you are following the videos, because in today's session there was some catch where you just need to focus, like you just need to implement it correctly so that you will receive the correct outputs. So just follow video properly and try to do some exercises. So Abhishek, can you just show those exercises once again? So please take a screenshot of that, and soon, like, I will be creating a document, then you don't need to worry about the screenshots. So today you can take this screenshot, and you can skip number 4, and rest you can practice. And if you face any sort of difficulty by implementing these, so in tomorrow's session first we'll be covering those, and then we'll moving to the multiple objects.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this is it for today. Thank you, Abhishek, for sharing insight, and I think people are really excited to learn OmniStudio. I can see like asking questions, relevant question, and so I hope they are practicing as well. Last week I saw like someone was asking like, is there anyone who completed all the exercises? So people are doing practice as well, and once this bootcamp will be completed, so I'm sure like it will be having huge number of views, and people will be benefiting a lot with this.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you, Abhishek. Keep on doing whatever you are doing for the community. See you guys tomorrow, same time with new things. So do practice, because if you are consistent, then only you will be able to understand till last. So DataRaptor is very important. So do practice for all the examples. So after DataRaptor, we'll be picking IP, and in IP also we will be using DataRaptors, right? So do regular practice so that your knowledge can be increased. Okay, so with this note, I take your leave. See you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Abhishek, once again.
Thank you, Sanjay.